In many underserved communities of color, the cycle feels relentless. Crime, violence, and addiction flood the streets, but the resources to fight back are often nowhere to be found. With these neighborhoods lacking funding, access, and visibility, they make up for in pain. But in North Texas, one place has made it their mission to bring the real resources, healing, guidance, and care to those who need it most. It's called Recovery Resource Council.
From what we were told, there were 12 members of Alcoholics Anonymous that wanted to have somewhere for their members to go when they wanted information on alcoholism, the families or those that were participating, to be able to either go for treatment services, whether it was inpatient or outpatient. And so they formed this nonprofit in this area in Fort Worth in 1957. And they said this was an outlet for them to come to get those, to find those services. And did the same thing in the Dallas area in 1946.
Chief Human Resources and Facilities Officer Margie Hatcher has been with Recovery Resource Council for more than 2 decades. In her 20 years, she's seen the organization grow from its grassroots AA beginnings into a comprehensive hub for mental health, trauma, and addiction support across North Texas. Today, the council offers outpatient counseling, substance use assessments, veteran services, and school-based prevention programs, all at no cost to the client. Every service is free, every referral is guided, and every person who walks through the door is met with respect and a plan for healing.
We're not a treatment facility. We're that go-between. We're that first stop. So what happens is our clients will call and they will either express a desire for whatever service they need. From there, they're either transferred to what we call our INR, which is information and referral. Those ladies will give them all the information that they need for whatever services they feel like they need. But if they need residential and they don't have a means to pay, we can provide them with the facilities to go to that are state-funded facilities, and they don't have to pay for that inpatient service. Now, if they're needing therapeutic counseling and they're a veteran, then we have veteran services here where we have licensed professional counselors that are LPCs, they are licensed marriage and family therapists, and we provide a wide range of services for them as well.
But some of the hardest cries for help don't come through the front door. They come over the phone, as the staff are trained to hear the panic between the pauses.
So we get those types of calls where they are at the end of their rope. They don't know what to do. So all of us are trained that how to handle those calls, how not to ignore them, what steps we need to take to identify exactly what area this person is in and what we need to do to get the help that they need. We don't pass them off to 911. We handle it in-house, and we have our professional counselors that we hand that person off to, not ever putting them on hold.
So our program specifically follows up with individuals who have recently survived an overdose.
Becky Tenney leads with empathy and urgency. As Director of Special Projects, she heads the overdose response team, meeting survivors within hours of nearly losing their lives. It's not just follow-up, it's a second chance delivered face-to-face, while the window for change is still open.
And these are individuals who recently survived an overdose. So these are people who are really actively utilizing substances. The capacity or the degree to which they're utilizing substances varies. Some are more severe than others, but they're actively using, obviously, since they just survived an overdose incident.
Surviving an overdose isn't the end of a story. It can be the first breath of a new one. And with the right support, rock bottom isn't the end. It's the ground you push off from.
The service is great. I mean, there's support out there. It's just, you gotta be ready. You know, like I said again, if you're not ready, it's not gonna happen. You know, you're gonna relapse and relapse and relapse.
Carlos Cordova knows the struggle intimately. Once homeless and deep in addiction, He walked the hard road to recovery, relapsing, restarting, and finally choosing change. Now 5 years sober, he's proof that healing doesn't happen overnight.
As I share now, as I'm standing here, I wasn't a person that shared, you know. I always had bottled everything up and, you know, and just having that support out there, and, you know, just NA, AA, anger management, just different topics that they're willing to refer you and better yourself.
You know, I'll tell you, having this program in 5 different counties means that we get to facilitate this program in a lot of different communities. And what I'll tell you, I take away from the work that we do in the overdose response team is how addiction really knows no bias. You know, all communities are impacted by this epidemic, and we see it in the variety of communities that we serve every day. But I'll also tell you that it makes you recognize that each one of these individuals, no matter what their situation is, they are a loved one of somebody. You know, they're somebody's parent, somebody's child, somebody's sibling. Somebody loves them and cares about them, and they're a human being who needs help.
And when you spend your days helping others transform, change becomes part of your own story too. For Recovery Resource Council, that transformation is now literal, ushered in by TxDOT's expansion, which is reclaiming most of their longtime Fort Worth home. But instead of seeing loss, they saw opportunity. In February 2025, they broke ground on a new facility. And even as buildings shift, the mission stays rooted.
The significance is both exciting and sad, because we didn't think we'd ever move from this building. But TxDOT has come in and said, 2 years ago, they told us they're going to expand 121. And with that expansion, they're taking 3/4 of this building and half of the Veterans Counseling Center. And so we've made some really good established relationships in this community. So it's important that we stay here.
At Recovery Resource Council, healing isn't just a service, it's a promise. A promise to meet people in their darkest hour and walk with them toward the light. From children in classrooms to veterans in crisis, from overdose survivors to those simply tired of being tired, the council offers more than programs. It offers dignity, hope, and a place to begin again. And that same compassion doesn't stop at the front line. It flows inward as well, wrapped around the staff who carry these stories day after day. Because here, healing is for everyone.
When I came here, full transparency, you know, I thought, well, this is just, I'm only going to be here for a little while. This is sort of just to get my foot in the door in this field of work. But I've been here 7.5 years, and now I can't imagine working anywhere else. I can't even wrap my mind around it. You know, these people that we serve that are in oftentimes some of the worst trenches of their life, struggling with addiction and substance use, and are out of resources and don't have anywhere to turn, and they come here. There are many times when our services are the catalyst that changes the trajectory of somebody's life. And that doesn't happen for every person that walks through our doors, obviously. We wish that it did. There's always more people that we wished we could help than we will help. But for those that we are able to help, we know that sometimes our services and our programs are what can change that person's life. And on a larger scale, that can really become generational change for somebody, for a family. And I think that's so incredibly rewarding to know that we do that work every day.
It makes me proud when I see the staff that come into this facility and work with the clients that we work with each and every day. And I'm always in awe, because I tell them I don't understand how you work with people that have so much trauma in their lives and have the alcoholism or the drug abuse, and you help them and put them on a good path. And then you go home to your family, because each of us have issues. Here we talk about trauma-informed care. Trauma-informed care is not for our clients only, it's for our staff as well. From the front door throughout this whole building, every day we wake up and something doesn't always go right in our life. But when we can all walk out that door, go home, and come back the next day, that makes my day. It does. It makes my day when staff tell me that we're providing staff with what they need to be able to do their job.